All right, so here we go with this topic, right? And I want to make this just like clear. This isn't like a jab at anyone because I always got to make that clear, but it's more of a realistic side of the conversation, right? And I've heard ever since I was a kid, I used to watch some shows like Ricky Lake and all them dumb shows about how the successful, upwardly mobile black men, as soon as they get on, they go get white women. And I think that that argument has been so one sided for too long. But I also kind of blame black men for this shit too because y'all just sat back and just didn't do nothing. We sat back and just let it happen. All in the name of what? Some coochie? I don't get it. But I get so sick of hearing black women say this, right? Because it's almost like there's no room for air. Like we can't breathe the wrong way or we get hung swinging from a tree. And the reason why this annoys me is because no one ever asked a black man why. And there are a few instances where they do ask, "Hey, black man, why is this?" And then when we give the answer, nobody gives a damn. It's been answered. This question has been answered. I would say since the early '80s, this question has been answered, and they still don't listen. People, even other races of people, don't listen. They'll read a thing because black woman said this, and they'll go, "Oh, well, black men leave the community." But there's reasons behind it, and no one ever asked these brothers why. But here it is. So this picture right here is a perfect example of why professional black men or educated black men that black women say don't exist leave the community because you get told you're a lame when you're smart. As a black man, you are not able to be smart and get all the girls. It just ain't happening like that. As a black man, you are supposed to fit that toxic pseudo masculine archetype of a black man to be considered a black man that's worth a damn in the black community. Black men are worshipped by women for going and getting out of prison than going to and getting out of college. If this was the case, I think we'd have a lot more college educated black men walking around. But they know all they got to do is shoot somebody and they can have 5 kids by 5 different women. Y'all lined up around the corner. So what is he supposed to do? And I think it's real selfish for y'all to say, "Oh, well, just wait for us to get done our phase," or "Oh, just don't date other races and women." Why? They like him. They like him. They like that he's smart. They like that he's progressive, which I'll get into that in a little bit. They like the fact that he's a black man who at least is somewhat attractive. He's not ugly like y'all like to say. He's kind to her and he's smart. See, in other races, that's a good thing. But in the black community, that's a turnoff. And it's even a little bit scary for y'all because you actually have to be somebody with him. And it's a little bit sad that I got to see this, but like, in the perfect world, the black community would not be as backwards. But in this world that we live in, it is. And this brother has to basically get told from jump that he's a lame, he's a square, he's corny, he just isn't my type, the aesthetic isn't right, blah, 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 whatever. But as soon as he's with a white girl, all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. And I don't get it because if y'all didn't want him, why do y'all care that he's dating out of his race if y'all don't want him? Something to think about, right? And the other thing that I say is, if all these pseudo masculine archetype dudes are so great, why aren't they marrying y'all after getting y'all pregnant? And why is it this guy's job now, who did what he was supposed to do to fix your problems and raise your children? It's just something I don't understand that you think the top dude who is actually worth a damn is supposed to just drop everything he's worked for to take care of them kids and deal with your baby dad potentially. It don't make sense. And I think the men are basically saying, "Yeah, this is why I did it. I wasn't accepted in my own race. She liked me. We like each other. We built something together. And I think this isn't even a coincidence when you look at the marriage rates. Yes, 36% of black men are married now, which is good. I wish the numbers were higher and they will continue to grow. But if 36% of black men are married and 29% of black men are married, who's actually the problem here? Because other races of women love black men. If black men were so bad, other races of women wouldn't be trying to get with us. And this is where I come into my point earlier. Black women, you have raised the perfect men to be with other races of women. Think about it. Oh, he's a nice black man. He's got some good money. He went to school. He's educated just like the white men in my community, but he's actually a little bit more good looking. He's nicer. And on top of that, he's a little bit more progressive. He's willing to accept some feminism up in the house. He knows how to smooth talk me and all this other stuff. Yeah, y'all raised the perfect men for women of other races. And y'all raised also the perfect men for the women of your own ethnicity. Think about it. The black men who are worth a damn either end up with other races of women or they're lucky and do get a solid black girl. And then the ones who are absolute trash most of the time are with black women. Something to think about. And it's not even on the stretch that we hate y'all. No, 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 no. It's the fact that he's expected to accept less than what you gave the other races, the other men, excuse me, the other men that came before him who were way less than him. So what does that tell you? Like I said in the video, there's 54% of black men with no kids, 39% of black women with no kids. But if you take 39% of women with no kids and factor in the ones who don't want kids, the women who are gay, it's a smaller number. But then when you factor in black men who in that 54% who don't want kids and who are gay, it's still a bigger number than the number of black women to pick from. They have a lot to not pick from when 61% of you are single mothers or 61% of you have kids. And by the time that educated dude, professional dude gets out of college at 22, most women his age have already had a child or two. That's crazy. So at 22, y'all done had one, two kids already? And he's supposed to just be like, well, I guess I got to get a single mom. Or his chances are better if he dates outside his race. Because he shouldn't have to be a stepdad if he doesn't want to be. I know the older men glorified that shit and made it look beautiful and put a cherry on top of the sundae. But these brothers today are not accepting that anymore. All this, oh, let her run through the streets, bro. And then when she come back to you, you're going to be the best man in her life. No, they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the potential drama, trauma, abuse issues, or any of that y'all bring after dealing with all these dudes. And then they don't want to deal with the kids because the kids probably got the same problems and the same issues that you do. So now he shows up with his good old self. You show up, you bring those kids, you bring the drama, the trauma, and all that stuff with you and the kids. So it's him by himself at all times. And the potential chance that the baby dad is still hidden because he's your type. So what is his job to do when he pulls up and tries to make your life easier? He's going to get burned at some point. I do all this to say that like nobody really tries to understand the black man until he does something y'all don't like. And when he goes against the grain, this election proved everything. When black men start doing for themselves and start doing what works for them and start putting themselves first and start doing this and the third, all hell breaks loose. Everyone got a problem with it. These brothers deserve way more respect in their community than what they get, and they don't get any. The women openly choose to turn these brothers down because of a fling or a fantasy they got off of a dumb music video or one of those hood movies from back in the day or just whatever's going on in the world at the time. And these brothers are expected to just sit back and accept it. Well, they don't have to because they can date outside their race easier than black women can. I know that's a hard pill to swallow too, but it's the truth. And these brothers is just like, what am I supposed to do? Hell, I'm 29. I ain't got no kids, and I'm still at university because I had to go back to college late. I don't want to deal with no woman with kids. I don't care how old I am. I don't want your children. And a lot of men feel that way. And then you got those brothers who are just like, I'll take whatever because I just accept whatever is given to me. You got those brothers. So what I'm saying is, why don't y'all just go find those brothers? Go find those brothers who accept it because they don't mind you having kids. He might even have one or two of his own. So if you got two or three, he got two or three. Brady bunch that shit. Leave the childless black man out of it. Leave the educated childless black man out of it because you didn't want him until after you done drug yourself through the mud and you done pooped out uh, Dusty Dude's children. And that's another reason why these brothers leave the community. That was just the beginning. They want women who are going to be nice to them. They don't want to deal with the finger pointing and the doinking and the attitude and the flicking the nails and da 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 da. And this isn't a jab at black women. This is us telling you what you can do to get your upper echelon black men before the other races of women show up and do it. That's how we put the nail in the coffin. So these brothers is tired of the bullshit. That's basically what it comes down to. The educated professional black man has put himself in a position where he doesn't have to accept what poverty D will. And with a 54% childless rate, they have to go out and meet women of other races because it's a good chance they don't have children by dudes they'll have to put in the ground and end up in jail over. It's a long topic, but this is just one of the biggest reasons why I believe and why it is true of why a lot of professional, educated black men end up dating outside their race. Now, the other thing is, let's also slide this point in for a second. Most black men who make over 100K are married to black women. But I can see within the next couple of years when the baby boomers and them start to pass on, Lord, hold that off as long as you want to. I think you're going to see those numbers change drastically. So, be on the lookout for stuff like that. Ladies, like we tell you this stuff because we care about you. If we didn't care about you, we would let you keep destroying yourselves. That's just what it is. So take this as a grain of love because you need to hear this because no one else will tell you. But if I miss anything, y'all, let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all on the next one.